It's a pretty big thing to reject a 9-digit offer in this economy. The godfather of golf, Tiger Woods, has refused to join LIV Golf, a new league in the game that's backed by the Saudi Arabian government. A little birdie told the Washington Post exactly how much this new league offered Woods if he joined them. It's no small amount, people, but can't spoil it all right from the get-go, so let's get into all the latest golfing tea, shall we? First up, Woods turns down big offer from LIV Golf. There's a lot of controversy going on in the world of golfing, and it's no small matter either. Australian entrepreneur Greg Norman has been trying to lure in the PGA Tour's best golfers for LIV Golf, the new Saudi-backed league. A lot of great golfers have already made the leap, and that too is at no small price. But it seems like things haven't been all easy for Norman because, as it turns out, LIV Golf's first chief wasn't able to convince the greatest golfer of all time, aka Tiger Woods, to join the team. Not even a 9-digit figure could make that man budge. Woods is pretty keen on keeping his stance on the matter and staying with the PGA Tour. All these new events have brought in a lot of tension and suspense between a lot of people in the golfing community. There are those who are completely against the idea of a rival golfing league, and there are those who think this might open up more doors of opportunities for all golf players. We'll talk about all this in today's video, but first, let's get into what Tiger Woods has to say about the state of affairs. Now, Woods' reason for refusal. It's no secret that Woods is firm in his support of the PGA Tour, and that there's no convincing him to leave the league to join a completely new one. Very recently, at the PGA Championship in May, he vocally expressed how he plans on staying with PGA. It's confirmed that nothing's going to move him to join a newly created league, not even a lucrative amount of money. Woods personally believes that the PGA Tour carries a big legacy in its name, and that, for him, it doesn't feel right to leave that legacy for the new Saudi-backed golfing circuit. He talked about how everyone in the community has a right to their opinion, and similarly, he has every right to stick to his own viewpoint about it. The world of golf might be headed in different directions, but Woods is adamant on staying with the PGA because, according to him, the tour still has so much to offer, and it wouldn't satisfy him to leave like this. So, who else got offers from the new golf league? There's been a lot of commotion over some very good players joining the other side. Just like Woods, a lot of key golf players were offered big sums of money to join LIV Golf. Many, as you already know, accepted those offers and joined. Nothing seems to be constant in this new emerging landscape of golf. From what we know, golf star Brooks Koepka was offered a 7-figure deal to join PGA's biggest rival so far on the horizon. And as luck would have it, Koepka accepted the deal to make the transition to LIV Golf, given how he had been talking about the US Open lately. Some other players who've sealed the deal include Phil Mickelson, Dustin Johnson, Patrick Reed, Martin Kramer, and Graham McDowell, to name a few. All were offered big deals, although none were as handsome as the figures that were offered to Woods. It's a good thing Woods is sticking with PGA for now, but with so many key players having transitioned to its rival league, we're not exactly sure what outcomes that may bear for PGA. We can just sit and watch because, after all, golf's all about that patience, right? Next, Saudi-funded golf series making its debut. Invitations for LIV Golf's inaugural events have started going around. A lot's going on with the PGA Tour, even going as far as to say that any player who attends this event is going to face a ban from the league. The LIV Golf website claims that it's coming to provide a new landscape for the sport and looks forward to creating new value for both fans and players alike. That statement sure does contain a big promise, and some analysts might even go ahead to say how it's unlikely likely for that to happen. Who's to say how things will unfold moving forward? This latest golf tour's funded by the Public Investment Fund, which is Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund. The Invitational Series for the league started on 9th of June at the Centurion Club in London. The name LIV refers to the Roman numeral 54. It's the total number of holes that are going to be played at every LIV tournament, and it's also a nod to how on a par 72 course in golf, if every hole is birdied, then the overall score is 54. Talk of there being a rival tour to the PGA has been in the works since 2019. It was speculated that it would be called the Premier Golf League. Well, 3 years later, and we've got LIV Golf, all riling up the people at the PGA. And as before, tensions are high. And now, Norman's fury at PGA's hypocrisy. A lot of people have lashed out at LIV Golf, and the people joining the new tournament. They've called the offers blood money, and Greg Norman even had to face a lot of backlash from the PGA. But he's not holding back from calling it what it is, and in his eyes, it's blatant hypocrisy. Amnesty International has labeled players who've joined LIV Golf stooges. Norman even said something about how all of us make mistakes when he was questioned about his opinion of the murder of Jamal Khashoggi. Saudi Arabia has quite the record when it comes to human rights violations, and we're not too surprised why people are criticizing a new golfing league that's backed by the Saudi Arabian government. But Norman's called them out for their deafening hypocrisy, seeing how there are more than 20 sponsors for the PGA Tour who've done business with Saudi Arabia. Yeah, point fingers all you want, but it's a bit uncalled for when you've kind of committed the same mistakes at some point. That's why there's a lot of backlash surrounding this entire fiasco, and it's not as black and white as we may have assumed. Next, PGA Tour's rebuttal to LIV Golf. PGA, in obvious competition, recently announced the addition of 8 new tours to its 2023 schedule as a way of dealing with LIV Golf's tactics to steal their key players away. All the new tours are estimated to be around $20 million. Now, that's a pretty big amount to attract players, since half of the deal here seems to be all about the money. It seems like this is PGA's way of compensating for the departure of many key players for the league. The question is still out there if these huge numbers will be enough to cover up what the league's already lost. We'll just have to keep our eyes peeled for when the next shot comes. Let's go over some related stuff now, seeing as how we've covered all the basics about these latest golfing rivalries. Matt Fitzpatrick wins the US Open. Fitzpatrick has made a name by being the first Englishman to win the US Open after 2013. He was able to score a birdie from 50 feet, and that was one magical moment to witness. This is his first ever major win at a tournament, and not just that, he also made history by joining Jack Nicklaus as the only player to win both the US Amateur and the US Open on the same course. Next, Nick Faldo leaves CBS Sports. CBS is sad to see Nick Faldo leave their spot of lead golf analyst. He's going to be replaced by Trevor Immelman of South Africa. CBS Sports chairman seems pretty bummed about seeing Faldo leave because he described how impressive it was that Faldo was able to bring in not just his incredible knowledge of golf to the table, but also a mix of wit and charm to enlighten the viewers. But we're sure Trevor's going to be able to fill Faldo's shoes, since he was just as good a player as Faldo. And now, Tony Romo's hilarious yoga poses in the middle of a match. For some people, golf can be an incredibly yawn-inducing sport because, come on, as much as there's a great finesse to it, there's also the fact that you have to wait a lot to see things happen. Kind of takes the excitement away from it, if you ask us. But Tony Romo sure brought in a lot of laughter with his ridiculously funny yoga poses in the middle of a match. Romo was playing up against Sam Ciancolo at the Wisconsin State Golf Association's Match Play Championship when he was seen trying the classic cat-cow yoga pose for his back pain. We're all pretty thankful to Rob Hernandez for recording this hilarious moment for all of us. That's a wrap for this video. Want to know more about what's going on in the world of golf? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.